Raul Menendez is one of the most iconic and maybe best villains that has ever been in a Call of Duty game. And one of the questions that we've had over the past few months is he gonna be returning within Call of Duty Black Ops 6? It's a question we don't currently have the answer to. Saddam Hussein's gonna be in there, but aside from that, we don't really know. Or do we? That is what today's video is going to be about. We are going to be looking at how it's looking more and more likely every single day that Raul Menendez may be making a return, probably not in the way that you think. Let me explain. So I first think that you should understand the motivations of Raul Menendez. You see, he hates the West, specifically hating America. Why, you may ask? Well, an American entrepreneur burnt down the house that his family was living in South America. And at the time, his sister, Josefina, was inside. This fire severely disfigured her, causing her severe issues for the rest of her life. It was years after this that Frank Woods was hunting down Raul Menendez, as he was a current weapons dealer and drug smuggler causing problems across the world. And when he saw him, he lost it because Raul Menendez captured him at one point and he threw a grenade into the room. And this grenade didn't kill Raul Menendez. However, it did kill his sister, Josefina. Now after this, Raul Menendez swears revenge on Frank Woods, Alex Mason, and a bunch of the other CIA assets, the people from the West. And in doing so, he puts together a plan for revenge, a plan to cause misery, a plan to cause the same amount of pain that he has felt. And in doing so, he uses David Mason, Alex Mason's son, as leverage to get Alex Mason to put a hood on and stand out there in the middle of an airstrip, pretending that he is Raul Menendez, telling Frank Woods to take the shot. As we have found out from Treyarch, this is actually what happens. Alex Mason gets shot in the head by Frank Woods and killed. And this is what Raul Menendez does afterwards.
Alex Mason is dead. By your own hand. Do you understand why?
He was gonna kill David.
Because you must suffer, as I have suffered. Now one more must die. You, Woods, or David. Make a decision now, or in 10 seconds you're all dead.
Woods, I can't. I have 2 kids. They... Fuck! Okay, me! Do it! Do it!
Your life will be consumed by absolute loss. Then and only then will you understand what you have done to me. I would not kill you, boy. Not like Woods. You will suffer with me. And then one day, you will see this pendant again. And you will remember everything you saw and felt tonight. You will remember all the years of anger and pain. And when you do, David, please, come to me.
Dad. No! Dad!
Now this is where things get interesting, because at this point, we know what is going on here. Frank Woods is shot in the knees and crippled, Jason Hudson is killed by Raul Menendez, and Frank Woods also shot his best friend and killed Alex Mason. We then have David Mason left alive and left to live in misery. And the rest of the story of Black Ops 2, we don't know to what extent that is canon, we know how that is lived out. However, the one thing that we also know is what happens with Raul Menendez after this. After this situation, it was presumed that Raul Menendez was killed in that same explosion that Josefina died in. So he comes out of hiding, kills all of these characters, and just goes straight back into hiding for an extremely long time. Except something is set up in the background, something by the name of Cortus Die.
Cortus Dia's social network has crowdsourced simultaneous protests in both Iran and North Korea. Never seen in public, who really is the leader of Cortus Dia? He's known only as Odysseus.
Odysseus? My ass.
So first things first, it is called Cortus Dia. I always mess up the name, but this is a new organization which was worked on behind the scenes from the year 1989 all the way up until 2014, led by a mysterious figure known as Odysseus. This is going to be extremely important. But as we know, this Odysseus character and the leader of Cortus Dia is none other than Raul Menendez. Now this is where we get into Black Ops 6, because we also know kind of what is going on behind the scenes and what the story of Black Ops 6 is. In the very first mission of the game, we are in a mission in Iraq or in Kuwait, somewhere around that area in the Middle East. And it is even stated in Black Ops 2 that while these battles are going on in the Middle East, the Soviet Union has fallen and Russia and China are slowly starting to become closer and closer and become more and more of allies.
While we're fucking around the Middle East, the Russians and the Chinese are getting real cozy.
So then we have the other piece of information that we're given about the first mission of Black Ops 6, and that is the fact that we are on this mission working alongside Frank Woods and the CIA when we run into Russell Adler. And Russell Adler tells us that he is hunting down a mysterious organization known as Pantheon. We will come back to that in a second. But we don't know who Pantheon is, but we know that that mole that caused Alex Mason to get killed by Frank Woods is working alongside Pantheon. Okay, so now we have two things. We have Odysseus and we have Pantheon. If you don't know, first of all, who Odysseus is, he's essentially a Greek hero from Greek mythology. He goes through a bunch of trials and tribulations, all in the name of making his way back home to Ithaca. Raul Menendez relates this with the trials and tribulations that he has been through throughout his time on Earth as well. And then we have Pantheon, which is said to be the group, the mysterious group in Black Ops 6. Also stemming from Greek mythology, a pantheon is a home for Greek heroes, Greek gods, and Greek demigods. If you think it's a coincidence that Odysseus, the codename for Raul Menendez, stems from Greek mythology, and then we have a group known as Pantheon stemming from Greek mythology, I think that is a bit too far of a stretch not to go unturned. Now, another little roadblock that we run into here is on Christmas Day of 2023, the voice actor for Raul Menendez unexpectedly passed away, obviously causing some issues for him to be in Black Ops 6. So where does this leave us? So from what I am putting together, we have a undisclosed CIA mole who is working behind the scenes and definitely a member of Pantheon. We have Odysseus, aka Raul Menendez, both of which have code names from Greek mythology, obviously having to do with each other. We have Saddam Hussein, and what I think you can see building here is this is something similar to what we saw in the original Modern Warfare trilogy, or you could even say Black Ops Cold War with the group known as Perseus. Now the difference with Perseus is Perseus was known as one man, there was one leader, whereas I think Pantheon is more so nostalgic of the Four Horsemen from the original Modern Warfare series, a group of bad guys put together with a code name who we are going to be hunting down throughout Black Ops 6, one of which being Odysseus, working with Pantheon before he finds Cortus Dia and puts together that movement later, beginning in the year 2014. So in other words, I strongly believe Odysseus will be in Black Ops 6, at the very least as intel or information that you can find throughout the game. Will we see Raul Menendez as a bad guy voiced? I'm not sure. But with the rumor of the next Call of Duty game, Call of Duty 2025, potentially being a sequel to Black Ops 2, obviously Raul Menendez would need to make a return for that story. So we very well could see an early teaser of him, maybe a post-credit scene, but I guarantee Odysseus will be a member of Pantheon. At least that's what I think. So let me know what you're thinking down in the comments. If you enjoy these type of story videos, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, notifications, all of that kind of jazz. And as always, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, peace.
We are real.